Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for TWiT specials is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is TWiT Live Special number 65, recorded February 10th, 2011, the Verizon iPhone launch. Welcome to TWiT Live Special number 65, our special coverage of the launch of the Verizon iPhone. Will it be big? Will there be hype? Will there be no hype? Actually, we have a little bit of information about it already. Not too many people in line, especially at the Apple store. There are a few more people in line at the Verizon store. Sarah Lane is on the scene, and we're going to go to her live in downtown San Francisco to let us know what's really going on there. All right, take it away, Sarah.
Everybody. I guess we're live. Good morning, TWiT. So I'm here at the Apple Store. This is the flagship Apple Store in downtown San Francisco, down at Union Square. It's the store that people line up for new iPhones. Now today, of course, as everyone knows, it's not actually a new iPhone, but it's a new carrier. It's the Verizon iPhone, and there's been so much hype. There's been so much just... Everyone's going to switch. You know, the people who hate AT&T can't wait. The people who are already on Verizon can't wait to get the iPhone. However, Burke, if you can just kind of show us, it turns out that we're like the third people in line, and we're not actually really in line because we're just kind of here to cover it. But I did happen to snag the first person in line. This is Justin. Hi, Justin.
Hello.
Where are you from?
San Francisco.
Okay, so you're local. And what time did you get here this morning?
About 6:10.
About 6:10. So the store opens at 7. You're getting a Verizon iPhone. You got here at 6:10, and you're the first person.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. When I came around the corner, they were just kind of packing up the line, and I was a little worried that they were all out of phones or something.
Oh, yeah, like maybe the crush had happened at 4 a.m. or something like that.
Exactly.
So are you already a Verizon customer? Or are you an AT&T customer looking to switch? What's the story?
I'm a Verizon customer, and I've just had a whole bunch of free phones for a long time, so I'm looking to upgrade to an iPhone.
Why have you had a whole bunch of free phones for a long time?
You know, it was just easy to do. I move around. I never thought I really wanted a smartphone, but it seems like when you're on the go, it's very helpful.
Oh, I see. So Verizon had certain phones that they would offer so you could kind of jump around without actually having to plunk down several $100s.
Exactly.
So what is it about the iPhone that, well, I have an iPhone, so I know what it is, but I mean, is it just something that you've always wanted, but that Verizon customer, it's just not available to me?
I guess so. I guess that was one of the big points that I was just always waiting for to come over to Verizon.
So this is your first Apple Store get here first experience, and you're first.
Yeah, I really didn't expect to be first. I'll tell you that. I expected to be around the block or something. I brought a chair, waiting to sit in line or something.
So you're doing it right. You've thought about this. You've got your coffee. The Apple folks are behind us. They've got Krispy Kremes and Starbucks coffee. There are a lot of Apple folks sitting around inside. If you can see in there. I mean, why would they have like 50 people?
There's way more than 50. Really? I think there's something like 100.
So there's 100 Apple employees sort of waiting for the crush that, at least at this point, has not happened yet. Hey, it's not 7 yet, so you never know. But yeah, I mean, a little anticlimactic, I guess. Now, I do hear that around the corner, and we're going to go over there in a couple of minutes, the Verizon store has more folks. Why do you think people went to the Verizon store instead of the Apple store?
I don't know. Maybe they don't know that they sell phones on Verizon and that they can upgrade your plan. So I don't really understand. So.
Now, just to get a little perspective, for anybody at home who's like, okay, so Justin's first, there's not a big line. Besides the Apple employees, well, there's us, there's TWiT, and there are a few other news outlets. There's people taking pictures of us right now. Justin is kind of a local celebrity just because he got here at 6:10 in the morning. Is this kind of like one of the weirdest things ever?
Pretty much.
Because I've been watching folks come up to you, get your information, your phone number, where the reporter can contact you later. I mean, what is there really to say? You just wanted an iPhone.
Pretty much. Just wanted to get here and get one today, and I didn't want to sleep overnight, so I decided I'd get up in the morning and get here first thing before work, so here I am.
So what do you do for work?
I work in the solar industry.
The solar industry, that's interesting. TWiT has a show called Green Tech Today that might be up your alley.
Oh, wow. I should probably check that out.
Yeah, you should. So what kind of plan are you looking to get on the iPhone today?
It's going to be a family plan. So,
16, 32?
16, just the basic model. So
Because you're just getting into the iPhone world, so you don't even know if you need 32 yet.
probably not. So just stick with the basic right now.
Well, thank you, Justin. I'm excited for you. I think the iPhone is going to be a game changer. Awesome. It's going to be a good time. Thanks. Enjoy yourself. So, just for anybody who didn't catch TNT yesterday, we were talking about this. Kind of a weird thing, and I was a little bit worried about this at first, was I had 24 hours beforehand, because I'm not an existing Verizon customer. I went online to pre-order my phone so that I didn't have to wait in the catastrophic line, the one I thought would be here right now. By the way, anything you hear me behind me is the Muni bus. Just ignore. They go by sometimes. It's fine. Very harmless. So 24 hours beforehand, I got online to reserve my phone, and it said, okay, great. Your phone will be available for pre-order at noon. Now, we, of course, had planned to be here weeks in advance. At 7, I thought, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to get my phone. Looks like my fears were for naught, because I've got Justin here. There's technically another person in front of me, but I'm basically third in line in San Francisco for the Verizon iPhone. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to sell a lot of phones. I am saying that for early morning here in downtown San Francisco, it's kind of cold and sad and lonely. Are we going to walk over to Verizon, or yeah? You guys ready to take a walk? Tom, back at the studio. I know we can't go back and forth because we're using the live view and there's a little delay, but I'm jealous of you sitting in your little comfy leather chair. Actually, it's not that bad out here right now. The sun's up. It's one of those things where we can cross now. All right, so this is the Verizon wireless store. A little bit more action. Certainly a lot of local news action. There are more of us than there are of them. Let me just get entangled. So, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a dog. Let's not forget the dog. Very important. Dogs need phones, too. A little bit of action inside the Verizon store. Not sure what time they open this morning. What time did they open this morning? 6:50? All right, so 6:45. Okay. Is that why you came to this line? Because you knew they were opening earlier?
4 a.m. was the first person. The first batch already went in.
4 a.m. Wow. I wonder why they chose Verizon rather than Apple. Any theories?
I'm a Verizon employee. I can't comment.
Oh, okay. A Verizon employee cannot comment. I don't blame him. He doesn't know. So 4 a.m. was the first person in line here. They just really wanted to be on the ball. Now, Justin over at the Apple Store, he walked up at 6:20, and he was the first person. So I guess the only thing that you can really, if you really want that Verizon iPhone, they opened at 6:45 here. So they beat Apple by 15 minutes. Justin's probably in the Apple Store by now. It's got to be about 7, right? So I guess there's that. But it's kind of like the spectacle over nothing. It's like a Seinfeld episode. Gosh, are we still live? Boy, TWiT.
She doesn't know this, but
I'm glad you guys are you're staying with me here. It's nice to know I'm not alone.
That's the North
here
Shore
on
Long
Rock
Island store that Dr. Mom sent at opening. Not a whole lot of big. You see a lot of blue shirts there too.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm Sarah from TWiT TV, and you are?
Kara.
Hi, Kara. Hi. Great, we rhyme. And this is?
Cooper.
Hello, Cooper. Are you excited for your phone?
Hey, Cooper. I want an Android.
Oh, yes, Cooper. Well, this is very exciting for Cooper. It's probably his first Verizon event.
I think so, yeah.
So, what time did you get here this morning?
6:45.
6:45, which is right about the time that they opened. How many people went in before they stopped the line?
Probably about 20 to 30 people.
20 to 30 people, so pretty big group. Oh, boy. Well, good time. Cooper, keep us safe, will you? So are you a new customer, an existing Verizon customer?
I was a previous customer, but it's been about 5 years since I was on Verizon. So I guess I'm a new customer.
Cool. And so we're being serenaded. It's just, it is what it is. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kara. Cooper, you're just being cool as a cucumber right now. It's good stuff. Oh, boy. Okay. So why don't you get back in line where it's safe? Thank you so much for
Thank
talking
you.
to
You're
us.
welcome.
Enjoy your new iPhone.
Oh, thanks.
All right. This is good stuff.
Symbian fan.
Hope I don't die. Hope very much I don't die. But Screw you, Tom Merritt.
So this is D-Dog sent us the Times Square photo of people.
We're just going to go over this way a little bit.
Some people.
Away from the singer.
Oh, sorry, it's not Times Square. It was Fifth Avenue.
What I can do is what I can do is go back over to the Apple Store and get myself an iPhone. Should we do that? Okay, let's do that. All right, so Tom, we'll take it back to you, and we'll check back in with me when I have a box and a phone. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. All right, thank you, Sarah Lane, live. Now, a lot of people in the chat room are like, I don't think this warranted coverage, but you know why I think it did? For years, people have been going on and on and on about how they wanted a Verizon iPhone. When is there a Verizon iPhone? And so the question is, well, is there going to be huge lines? Is it going to be hoopla? Apple obviously expected there to be bigger lines. They had a lot of people on hand. They had ropes out. Verizon expected a big line. They had a few more people, but still not a huge line. So there's two possibilities here. Either people aren't as excited about switching to the Verizon iPhone, because we know they sold through their pre-orders for existing Verizon customers last week very quickly. So it was popular amongst the Verizon customers, but that may have been it. There may not be that many people who actually will switch. A lot of people have said they were going to switch, but we also got the iPhone probably coming out in the summer. Everybody knows they refresh it every year. So maybe a lot of people saying, yeah, I want a Verizon iPhone, but I'm going to wait until the next one. I'm not going to go for this old one. This is 3/4 of the way through its cycle. Anyway, we're going to go back to Sarah as soon as she gets her phone so she can give us one last report. Probably not going to be that surprising what happened in the store, but we'll check in with her just to see. Want to thank Slingbox for bringing us this breaking news coverage, such as it is. Early for us here in the Pacific. You guys in the East Coast are like, well, we've been up. It's almost noon. It's time for lunch. Slingbox allows you to turn your iPad into a television. You've heard us talk about Slingbox before. It's great. You plug it into your television, you plug it into your internet connection, and then you get all of the channels. You're not limited to certain channels. You don't have to pay extra for special services. Anything you can watch in your living room, you can watch on your iPhone, on your BlackBerry, and now on your iPad. Check it out at a Slingbox outlet near you. Best Buy has them. Amazon has them. Or just go to slingbox.com to learn more. We thank them for their support of breaking news. We did have we put them up during Sarah's coverage, but let's go back to those pictures that we had. Again, this, I feel a little silly. Let's go to the pictures, but we had some folks send us pictures. This is D-Dog. I incorrectly identified it as Times Square. This is the Fifth Avenue store. This is actually up right next to CBS. I've been to that store, and it's it's not packed. This is New York City, right? There's also a picture we got from Dr. Mom of the store that she went by this morning. Now, obviously, this is 3 hours ago. The openings on the East Coast. This is on the North Shore in Long Island. A lot more blue shirts than non-blue shirts in that picture, and some snow. So thanks, you guys, for sending those along. The I show about nothing, says Web2372, Twit special number 65. Yeah, and again, I think it's worth taking a look. When we talked about this, we were debating whether there would be a line or not. I really thought there would be. I thought there'd be a bigger line than this. But we said, if we're wrong, there's always the possibility that people won't be that excited. That'll be fun too. That'll be a story too. And we can we can say, look, sometimes the hype machine works too well. Sometimes it goes over the top. I really think people within Verizon went for it when they were able to pre-order last week. And people who are going to switch are waiting until the summer. We can actually cut to that shot right now. We're still streaming, and that's what's going on at the Apple Store. You can see it's not packed. I mean, there's some people there. You got some security there. There's some folks waiting. Sarah Lane is in there right now getting her. You can see her kind of over there on the right. But you know what? The question is, okay, so we've seen, we've watched, we've noted that there really isn't that many people waiting to go in right at 7 a.m. What does that mean for Apple? Probably doesn't mean anything bad at all. They are going to sell, what are the estimates? They're going to sell close to 100,000 phones this weekend, easily, based on the Verizon pre-orders, probably more than that, because there will be people who are going to come later today. That's one thing to note. They're doing the pre-order situation a little differently than last time. They're actually having people come at noon if you reserved. So it's another thing that keeps the line down, right? Because a lot of people are like, you know what, I don't want to get there at 7 in the morning and fight the line. I'm going to reserve one. I bet that line is longer at noon today than it is right now. Because and I thought that was interesting that they decided to split it up that way, because it keeps the people who are planning ahead from competing with the people who aren't. I think it was the iPad launch. Or am I thinking of the iPhone 4? Actually, I think it was the iPhone 4 and the iPad both. There were two lines at the opening of the store. There was one one for pre-orders, and then there was one for people just showing up without pre-ordering. And of course, they had to funnel both those lines in at the same time. I think it's smarter for them to say, if you reserved, we're going to have you come a little later once the first line has petered out a little bit. Now, maybe they expected it not to be quite as popular, and so they knew that first wave of people coming in to just walk in and pick one up would go away by noon and would allow them to manage it. I think with the iPad launch, that wasn't going to happen. Those people are going to keep streaming in all day, so it didn't matter if you delayed that second line or not. You were still going to have the same problem. But yeah, this is they obviously staffed up for it. They were prepared just in case they got a huge wave, but not a huge wave, not yet. We are waiting for Sarah to come back out of the store with her Verizon iPhone, and we'll all clap. The Apple employees will clap. They clap for everything. They clap for everything except when Eileen followed me in to buy my iPad with her iPhone trying to film me, and they clamped down on her at the Emeryville store. Even just regular people are not allowed to to go in. Oh, look, is that was that Justin in there? Oh, we missed him. Justin, not Justin TV Justin, but Justin was the first person in line here at the San Francisco store. He's not the first person to get a Verizon iPhone. People were getting them in the mail on Monday because FedEx. Somebody told me this. I don't know if it's true. FedEx computers went down, and so they weren't able to tell them not to ship them. They only went by paperwork, and the paperwork didn't have a hold date on it. And because the computers were down at FedEx, that's why they shipped out all these Verizon iPhones. I don't know if that's true or not, but something went wrong because they weren't supposed to be getting their Verizon iPhones. But there's the story, folks. The Verizon iPhone launch, very quiet, very peaceful, calm, if you will. We're TWiT Live special number 65, brought to you by Slingbox, of the calmest Apple product launch ever. So what we're seeing is the people who didn't plan ahead, who must have the Verizon iPhone immediately, but weren't on Verizon. There's not that many of them, apparently. At least not that many of them want the iPhone 4 now. I really think this has to do with the fact that people know that new iPhones come in the summer. And so if you weren't already on Verizon, if you're going to have to switch carriers, you're like, I'm not going to go to all that trouble to get the iPhone 4 now. I'm going to wait for the iPhone 5 or 4G or whatever they end up calling the next one. iBookery says no line, no excitement, no story. I actually think that no line, no excitement is the story. Just because, and you can argue whether the expectations and hype are warranted or not. That's definitely a discussion to have. But the excitement and hype was there. And not just media created. Media stoked it for sure, but people were excited about it. People talked about it, but there's a difference between being interested and curious and waiting and then actually going and getting one. No one's coming out of the Apple Store. It's Hotel California in there. You can get in line to buy your Verizon iPhone anytime you want, but you can never leave. Do we see Sarah over there? Yeah, okay. That is her over there on that side. She's been there. How long has she been in there now? She went in shortly after 7. At least 15 minutes. It's 7:23. We should go to the AT&T store and see what people are buying there. This is better than anything on TV. That's a sad comment on TV, CER. Oh, look, there she is. She says peace. Oh, wait, I think that was 2 minutes. I think, or either that or she was saying how peaceful it is inside the Apple store.
So we're on a delay.
Hello. So yeah, that's it looks like she's wrapping up now. She'll be coming back out anytime, and we'll be cutting to her then. Now, this is the brilliance of the live view. Actually, it has nothing to do with the live view. It's the brilliance of wireless internet. The live view that we're using to stream the video from Sarah in downtown San Francisco has to do with a bonding of AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile modems, and so in that bonding, whatever has the laggiest delay sort of it means that's how long it takes to get to us. So sometimes there's a 30-second delay, which means that we actually don't have the ability to talk to her live. So I have to do this little dance because she can't hear me, and she could already be talking to me right now, and we wouldn't know. There she comes out. She's very excited. So I think she's probably just going to grab the mic and start talking.
So this is the iPhone 4. I talked to Lewis. He was very nice. I mean, boy, was he happy to see me. So I actually ended up, oh yeah, thank you. Lynn's going to hold my mic for me. Isn't that nice? So I actually opted to renew another year of Mobile Me. When you do that, it's like $69 a year rather than $99. Otherwise, my nice little Verizon iPhone 4. Here it is. I'll even peel off the sticky. Oh, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. So it's beautiful. Oh, nothing like a nice new phone. As you can see, if you want to get up close, you can see the Verizon bars. It's really a Verizon phone, everybody. I opted for the 16 gig. I've never actually really maxed out the 16 gig I have now. So I didn't really see much of a need to go 32, especially because I've got the iPad already. $199. It's funny, they make you pay tax on the full price of the phone, which is $599. So although it was a $199 phone, because it's it's Verizon special, the tax was about $54. At least here in San Francisco, where tax is pretty high. But here it is. Again, pretty painless. In fact, I kept trying to say, because Lewis would say, because he saw my 3GS, the iPhone 4, you're going to love it. And I said, yeah, well, I've actually had a Verizon iPhone in my house for a little while, and he didn't really know what that meant. But I tried to get a little information while I was in there. I figured, let's start grilling Apple employees about the iPad 2. So he kept saying, but are you a reporter? And I said, no, I'm just a lady buying an iPhone.
Liar.
Obviously, Apple employees really don't confirm or deny anything, but we did speculate on some of the most recent rumors that started swirling around last night, and rumors are rumors, but we speculated together that if an iPhone 2 were to come out in the near future, and it included something like FaceTime, if you had an iPhone 4, an AT&T or Verizon iPhone, you could justify maybe not upgrading because you've already got that capability. Maybe if you didn't have an iPad already, it would be a good time to get one, lighter and thinner, so on and so forth. But that if an iPad 3 just maybe were to come out later in the year, and again, pure speculation based on the frenzy of tech reports that went out, post TNT yesterday, that would be the iPad to wait for if you happen to have an iPhone 4 and already had a lot of the capabilities that the iPad 2 might give you. He mentioned FaceTime more than once. So Again, that's Lewis inside. He was careful to say they don't know anything before launch because he likened it to insider trading. You know, if I had come in 2 days ago, he might have said, "Do you really want that AT&T phone? Because there may be a Verizon iPhone." They can't do that. So, well, that's a bad example because we did know 2 days ago that this would be the day for the Verizon iPhone. But that's his reasoning why Apple employees don't get the scoop before the rest of us do. So I've got my phone. I'm excited to use it. I think I might sell it to Leo. We haven't decided that yet because I'm still an AT&T customer. But for now, it's just nice to have it. And like I said, hey, anybody who is at home who tuned in this morning saw me serenaded by the nice man outside the Verizon store. Couple tweets about that already. Thank you for your support, everybody. I got out alive. If you're on the fence about getting your Verizon iPhone today, I mean, I'm in San Francisco, and the hype for iPhones doesn't really get any higher than the way that we are in the city, and it's mellow. So if you want to, swing by at lunch or something like that, you're probably good to go. I don't see it getting any more frenzied than it is now. And right now, it's me and several reporters taking pictures of me. So I think we're over and out, Tom. I'm glad you guys went to the studio and got it all warmed up. I'll be on TNT. iPad Today comes before that. Starts at 1:30 p.m. Pacific up in Petaluma today. Ron Richards of App Judgment, who has been a guest host on the show a few weeks prior, back in December. He'll be joining me today, so we're very excited about that. For now, Sarah Lane from TWiT signing off from the Apple Store in downtown San Francisco, where things are calm, cool, and collected, and cucumber-like. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Sarah. So what she was mentioning there is there's a rumor going around. If you hadn't heard about the iPad 3, Doug Gruber of HP said summer feels like a long time away. If my theory is right, HP is going to be months behind the iPad 2, but if they slip until late summer, they might bump up against the release of iPad 3. He's not a HP employee, but he was talking at the HP WebOS announcement. So then TechCrunch cited a very good source claiming that Apple is planning a big fall surprise, something other than the expected iPod iTunes update. TechCrunch hears that surprise relates to an iPad 3. So that's what she was talking about regarding the should you wait, should you get something now, all that sort of thing. So lots of rumors. We will wrap up those rumors for you in Tech News Today later today at 2:30 Pacific Time, 5:30 Eastern. iPad Today comes right before that with Sarah Lane. And Sarah will also be on Tech News Today, and we'll talk about her experience in line there. Thanks, everybody, for watching. The story is not much of a line, all right? That's our special coverage, special number 65, brought to you by Slingbox. We'll see you later.